Welcome back to another video on this 800 horsepower Mercedes AMG GTS that came to us with a cheap wide body kit on it. We're working on refining the kit, making it not only look amazing, but reinforcing it as well so it's strong and stays solid when final mounted to the car. With that said, let's dive right into the video.
So this upper flange, you see how it has like a valley, like it kind of meets in the two panels?
Yes.
So it's like a weak point how they manufactured these. So what I did over there, I made a fiberglass slurry with the milled fibers.
Yeah.
And basically filled that whole valley, that whole cavity. So the inside is more rounded, so it gives it structure so that now this flange is going to be a lot more solidified. Like it's not, see how there's some flex in it?
Yeah.
Once it all cures, it's going to be a lot more solid, and then I'm going to lay up some carbon fiber in there and reinforce that one more time on top for strength. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, just typical, like kind of refining these body kits and stuff like that, reinforcing where we need to.
Yeah.
Like here's a good example. Like, see how these two areas kind of just meet in there, and there's this huge valley where if I squeeze that, it'll probably bend in and out. So just reinforcing all those areas, making the kit stronger. I'm gonna have to reinforce this section here too, because see how there's flex in there? See how it's moving when I push the backside of it?
Yeah.
So when we bodywork that, it's gonna be solid. And then here is kind of the same thing. I gotta reinforce the backside because it's so flimsy and thin. So yeah, that's where we're at with this kit right now. Just reinforcing it, making it workable, like giving ourselves a good platform to fit it properly. You know, because like even here, look how thick that's that top, that quarter edge to the A-pillar. You know,
Was that too thick?
It should be probably half that thickness. You know,
really?
Like it's gotta resemble sheet metal fenders, for example. They're not gonna be like, you know, quarter-inch thick pieces of metal, right?
Yeah.
So things like that, just dialing in the basics, and then we can go in and refine it, fit it properly, body work where we need to, and then it should be good. The kit, like if you look at this tab, it's tapered in, right? It's tapered like that.
Yeah.
But the base factory hole in the rad support and the surface of it is a lot bigger. So you kind of have this janky, small little tab on a big mounting area. So it just doesn't look right. Like the shape of it is different and everything. So we're gonna make tabs, kind of make it consistent. Like look at this one. See how it resembles kind of the width of the metal tab underneath where it's gonna bolt.
Yeah.
Just looks a lot more refined.
Like factory.
Looks a little bit better, right? Because this is all exposed. So I gotta do the same for the front. But what I'm saying is like just making the tab bigger. Just such a little tiny thing. It's so much work.
everything right now. These are M6 into an aluminum piece of metal, drill holes in it so the panel bond can come through the holes and add some extra reinforcement. These will all go on the front bumper for mounting the fender to the bumper on the GT. We're just gonna be starting to final mount all this stuff. Spencer already reinforced all the mounting points, reinforced the back sides of these flanges on the fender, so now there's no play in them. Now we're gonna be doing threaded insert aluminum panels, panel bonded on the back sides of all the flanges of all the mounting points on all the connections, so we can final mount it. We're gonna adjust the hood hinges a little bit to make this hood fit a little bit nicer, and then we're gonna start laying up some fiberglass and start building all the connection points nicer and stronger and more durable. Because you can see, like, there's nothing here right now. It's so gapping and doing all this stuff at this stage without actually securing this bumper is kind of pointless, and that's kind of the direction somebody else was headed in. But without proper mounting and making sure that the kit is fully secured, then creating all your gaps and creating all your reinforcement on all those edges and everything else, the kit needs to be fully secured to the car and mounted in a way where it's not going to move. So when we go and start gapping out panels, we're not chasing it back and forth, and then we know that when we bolt this kit down for good, every time it goes on and off, it's going to be in the same place as it was before. This would be the most time-consuming part for sure, is securing the kit, making sure all the mounting points are proper, strong, durable, and there's no play or flex. Because as soon as you get play and flex, it messes up with your body gaps. And on a car like this, the body gaps are so tight, tolerances are so tight that you don't want it to move or shift. And especially with fiberglass, it has the option in the heat and the sun to move and change when it gets cold, when it gets hot. So those are the reasons why you want to make it really solid, really strong.
We got our lines roughed in, right? Getting the gaps good. It was like mainly dialing in the headlight gap here, having that consistent. These gaps need a little bit of work height-wise, and then like even the body lines to the door, they all make sense right now. Of course, we have to, dial in the gap to make it 100%, but like just mocking it up and getting it closer is a lot easier than the other kits we've done.
It dried over the weekend on the tabs we bonded in, and now we're just bolting everything in. We're gonna secure this whole kit and gap everything out, and we're gonna start refining all the body lines and all the body, like any joint areas and all this stuff, because you can see how that fits. So there's no real adjustment in this. So we're gonna have to totally change the shape of all this fiberglass. But once we have the kit secured, we can start doing that stuff, because the kit won't be able to move from there on. So we'll refine all the body work, build this out, and then, refine it, sharpen up the lines, fitment around the headlights, because once it's secured, it won't move.
We still have a bunch of work left to do to this thing, so if you liked this video and want to see more, give it a thumbs up if you haven't, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.